All right, guys, we've got one more comic before our headliner. What do you think? Good show? Yeah. Hell yeah, I agree. Thank you, Lee Navlin, for putting this together, for teaching this comedy class. It's been super fun, and give yourselves a round of applause for coming out tonight. Yes, you did it. You did it. All right, guys, please help me in welcoming your next comic to the stage, the very funny Kiely Healey. Don't get too excited. I am actually really new to comedy, so I get a little nervous up here. So to help me relax, I'm going to ask you to do what my first boyfriend asked me to do. Fake it. Don't worry, it'll be quick. So they say we like to kill things. We being millennials. I'm sorry, I shouldn't come into that cold, or it makes it sound like I'm talking about me and my multiple personalities. Don't worry, we're not killers. But millennials, cold-blooded. Currently we're working on restaurants, like Hooters, which I'm pretty happy about, because if I can't work there, no one can, Thank you for that really sad clap. I recognize what I'm bringing to the table. So soon restaurants will be buried with all the other things we've killed, like sitcoms and the diamond industry. We can't afford diamonds. I'm sucking dick on the weekend just to pay for my student loans. I'm kidding. No one would pay for that. I'm not very good at it. But you know what they say, practice makes perfect, so very busy weekends. Speaking of money, I recently got a call from British Columbia, Canada. And they were offering me a grant of $9,000 from the Federal Grants and Commissions Office. Thank you. But you're calling from Canada, so which federal government? Because I don't think I qualify. But if they were also offering me a spot in Canada, I'm totally in. They just legalized weed, which means my parents will actually visit me. No, that's not true. It's not cocaine. But $9,000, it would be nice to take a whole weekend off from that whole thing, you know what I mean? Why are millennials so poor that we would debase ourselves like that? Move to Canada for only $9,000. Short answer? Student loans. Yeah. And what pisses me off about having gotten this very expensive degree, which was so necessary, my first job out of university, I was the office bitch. Yes, in both workload and attitude. I know who I am. But mostly I mailed things, and university did not prepare me for that. Do you know what did? Tetris. I could pack that shit up so tight I could fit one box instead of 3. Do you know how expensive the Tetris app is on your phone? $1.99 if you don't want ads. Which means I approximately spent 5 million% more for the same skill level. I'm not bitter. Basically what I'm trying to tell you is it's all a huge lie. My parents told me from the moment I started school that I have to work hard or I'll end up flipping burgers. So I worked hard. And then when they told me to get a job at Burger King, I said no. Which, yeah, I guess makes me an entitled millennial, but also, good at following directions. Which is it, Dad? Work hard and flip burgers? That wasn't part of the equation. By the way, if any of you want coupons to Burger King, I'll be at the one in Maplewood tomorrow. I'm working the morning shift. Not true. I actually am in retail university. And I really hope this whole comedy thing works out because I don't want to go back. I started out at a kid's toy store helping children stuff their bears. And then I upgraded to an adult toy store helping gay men stuff their bears. Yeah, it's true. I can see your eyes. I don't want to know what's next. Now, I realize that of the two, the sex shop is clearly more interesting, but I'm going to talk about Build-A-Bear because remember, this is like my first time. Faking it and full of disappointments. So, do you guys know what Build-A-Bear is? Yeah, all right. For those who don't know, it is a kids' toy store, but basically it's a room full of roadkill that we reanimate for children. I worked there as a teenager, and one day the most popular guy in school comes in to build a bear for his girlfriend, rude, and he starts to act like he's too cool for the entire process, and I am too bitter not to make him do literally everything because no one was buying me an overpriced bag of fluff. So I just made him do the most embarrassing things I could think of, like dance with your bear so that it always has rhythm. Kneel down so that it always needs you. Whisper your deepest, darkest secrets to it so that I can blackmail you later. Yeah. And that is how I was paid by a children's toy store to emasculate teenage boys. I was ready to emasculate adult men by the time the dildos came around. And about those dildos, I worked as what I affectionately like to call a porn peddler. I peddled other things too, like a 2-foot-long dildo and a vibrator that could literally put you into a coma. I know, because I just woke up from mine. One day, it's my coworker's turn to choose the porn we played, and he was a gay guy with a proclivity for big black men. So rather than choose from one of our classics, something like Star Wars, a parody, or Teen Virgins, he went with Granny Gets Fucked by Big Black Cock. At least the title's descriptive. It's also true, and you can Google it. Not here, please. And you kind of look like you're a porn connoisseur. So you know that granny is sort of a funny word in porn, because it could mean a 40-year-old woman with the body of a 20-year-old, or, we'll start over. Grannies. Back to fucking grannies. So it could mean a 40-year-old woman with the body of a 20-year-old, or it could mean a 70-year-old geriatric who we would have dinner with on Thanksgiving. You know, what your real grandmother looks like. Do you want to guess which this one was? It is the latter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is the porn connoisseur. I was right. So at 11 a.m. on a Sunday, on God's Day, when my grandmother would be on her knees praying at church, I was forced to watch someone else's grandmother on her knees for very different reasons. And yes, I didn't have to watch, but when I was manning the porn counter, it was sort of impossible to not let my eyes drift towards it. Brings a whole new meaning to rubbernecking. Especially when there are dildos involved. Alright, thank you guys. Have a great night. My name is Kiely Healey. Give it up for Kiely, everybody.